Hi guys, in this video I want us to go through this question so that you will be able to answer the question under a partnership. Alright, so if you still remember, a partnership, we are talking about a business that is owned by two partners or two or more people. So in this video I want us to go through this example which was part of the previous examination. So the important account that I want us to do is on the following required. They said open, post and balance appropriation account in the general ledger of Newcastle Enterprise for the year ended 29 February 2020. So if you check in this question, they said we have to open and post to the post the balance to appropriation account. So if you still remember, we have a current account before we prepare appropriation account, which means that this question also want us to prepare a current account. Remember, those current account balances that we are going to record under current account is the one that we are going to transfer when we prepare appropriation account. Okay, which means that there's no way that we can prepare appropriation account without having a current account. Okay, so when we prepare a current account, guys, remember that we are going to do individual account. However, appropriation account will prepare a balance for both partners depending on how many partners we have. Okay, so let's go through this information, then we start with our calculation. The following information was taken from the books of Newcastle Enterprises. Then they say the balances in general ledger of Newcastle Enterprise for the financial year ended 29 February 2020. Okay, so as they identify that our year is ending 29 February 2020, simple means that our financial year start 1 March every year. So the period that we are doing is from 1 March 2019 until 29 February 2020. Okay, then under the balances that we've been given, we have a capital of partner A, which is Manchester. Then we have partner B, which is Liverpool. Okay, then we've been given a capital amount for both partners, Manchester and Liverpool. And we also have a current balance on 1 March 2019 for both partner, Manchester and Liverpool. Okay, and they said during the year, both partner has make a withdrawal of 5,000 and 4,000 each. Okay, then we have a replacement reserve of 65,000. Then we also have a profit and loss of 4,200. Then lastly, we also have a property, plant and equipment that this company is using. Okay, then let's go to our information. Appropriation according to the partnership agreement for the financial year end 29 February 2020. Okay, so under this heading that we have the percentage which is differ according to whether it's for withdrawal or capital gain or for the current in terms of the agreement that Liverpool and Manchester has made. Okay, number one, they said these two partners has agreed that each partner is going to init the interest on capital that must be appropriately at 5% per annum. And they say the capital account balance remain a constant. Okay, in other words, Liverpool and Manchester, no one has contributed any capital during the year, which means that we are only going to use a capital amount that we have under a balances to calculate what? Interest on capital, which is 5% per year. Okay, then number two, we have interest on drawings must be appropriate at 12% per annum, which means that if any partner has make a withdrawal, which means that we are going to do what? To punish a partner interest of 12%. Remember, interest on drawings is an expense on the hands of withdrawer. Why? Guys, remember, if the partner is making a withdrawal, which means that the company is losing, in other words, which means that a partner must be punished by, in terms of what? Of interest. The partner must pay interest. Okay, then they say assume drawings were made 3 months prior to the year end financial year. Okay, then number three, interest on current account must be appropriately at 7% per annum. Then on opening balances, which means that we're going to calculate a 7% per annum on opening balances. Okay, then number four, they say both partner must receive annual salary. Then Manchester is going to earn 65,000, Liverpool 45,000. Then number five, they say Liverpool must receive annual bonus of 10,000 at end of financial year, which means that Manchester is not going to earn any bonus. Okay, then they said 35,000 must be transferred to replacement reserve at the end of financial year. Okay, then number seven, the remaining profit must be split between a partner in the following ratio. Okay, which means that the remaining Manchester is going to earn a 5, then Liverpool is going to earn 3 out of 8. Okay, then now let's start. The first part, of course, we are going to start with calculating the interest on capital for both partners. Then after that, we do the interest on drawings. Okay, guys, please make sure that every time when you write your answers, make sure that you show the calculation first. Then from there, you start preparing your account. Okay, let's start by showing all the calculation. Then after that, we transfer our answers that we got from calculation. Okay, then they say the interest on capital must be 5%. Okay, which means that we have to go back to our balances. Okay, then Manchester United is 50,000, Liverpool is 70,000 capital amount, which means that we just say 50,000 multiplied by 5%. Okay, let's show a calculation this side. We are going to say a 50. Okay, this one is for Manchester. Okay, Manchester is 50,000. Then we multiply by 5%. Okay, then if you say 50,000 multiplied by 5%, you're going to get a 2,500. Okay, then from there you calculate for Liverpool. In Liverpool, remember we have capital of 70,000. Okay, we also multiply by 5%. Okay, then if you calculate this, it's going to give you 3,500. Simple as that, guys. Then they said the interest on drawings must be appropriately at 12% per annum. Then they said assume drawings were made 3 months prior to the end of financial year. Okay, guys, if you find transaction like this, you have to remember that you have to count a month. Remember, at 12% is per annum. However, they said you have to assume that this drawing has been made in the last month of financial year, which means that on your calculation, you have to say multiply by 3 out of 12 so that you will get the correct amount. Okay, so this is how we're going to do this calculation of interest on drawings. Okay, we're going to say for Manchester withdraw a 5,000, which we're going to say 5,000 multiplied by 12 percent, then multiplied by 3 out of 12, then we get 600. And Liverpool, we are going to say 4,000 multiplied by 12%, multiplied by 3 out of 12, we count to a month as well, and we get 120. Okay, then let's proceed to interest on current. Okay, then interest on current, they said interest on current must be appropriately at 7% per annum, then on the opening balances. Okay, then remember, under Manchester we have a debit balance of 18,000. Then under Liverpool, a currency is 8,000, but it's on the credit side. Guys, this is very important because when you go to your a current account, remember, sometimes a current interest on current account is debited, sometimes is credited. So simply means that in this case of Manchester, we are going to debit interest on current account. In case of Liverpool, we're going to credit interest on current account because the amount is on the credit side. Okay, so this is how we're going to do the calculation. Okay, so our calculation, we're going to show it in this way. We're going to say Manchester United have a debit balance of 18,000 multiplied by 7%, then it gives us 1,260. Then we have to indicate, guys, that is on the debit side. Remember, we take it on the debit side. Liverpool is 8,000 multiplied by 7% equals to 560, and we take it from the credit side. Simple as that. Okay, then now let's proceed. Let's proceed to the next one. The next one, they said number 4. Manchester in a salary of 65,000, Liverpool 45,000. Okay, we just take this amount and copy them and show them into our calculation. Very simple. Okay, then we show that our Liverpool is going to in 45,000 and our Manchester is going to in a salary of 45,000, 65,000. Okay, then let's proceed to the next one. Okay, let's move to the next one. Number 5. They said Liverpool must receive annual bonus of 10,000 at the end of financial year. Okay, then they also said 35,000 must be transferred to a replacement reserve at the end of financial year. What is a replacement reserve? Simply means that this amount of 35,000 we are not going to allocate it when we allocate a remaining profit, because they are reserving this amount for the different purpose. Remember, if there is any crisis that can happen into the business, which means that they can use a 35,000 as a backup. Okay, then they said number 7, a remaining profit must be split between partners in the following ratio. Okay, then Manchester is going to in 5, Liverpool 3, which means that the total is 8. Okay, let's take note of a bonus. Okay, under a bonus we found that, okay, bonus amount is only for Manchester, who is going to in the bonus of 10,000. Okay, then a reserve is 35,000. Simple. So this is how you should show all this calculation before you start answering the part of ledger account. Okay, now let's prepare our current account for partner A and current account for partner B, as well as appropriation account. Okay, a very simple question, straightforward and free marks. Okay, then let's start with our current account. Okay, then a current account for partner A, it will be Manchester. Partner B, it will be Liverpool. Okay, then this is the format, guys, that you have to use. So on the side where it's written with red, you have to take note that this amount can be sometimes change the side. If you check on the debit side, we have balance. Sometimes balance, you will find that the opening balance is on the credit side. Sometimes you will find it on the debit side. The one which is written by black simply means that they always stay there. Okay, let's start. Partner A, which means that we have to look for balances that is affecting only partner A. Okay, let's check. Do we have any opening balance for current account? Yes. Let's go to our information. We have a current for Manchester. We have opening balance of 18,000. For Liverpool, we have opening balance of 8,000. However, for Manchester is debit side. For Liverpool is credit side. Okay. Let's start with Manchester. 18,000 on the debit side. Okay. However, for partner B, the balance is 8,000 on the credit side. Simple and straightforward and free marks. Okay. Then now let's proceed. Let's check if we have any drawings for both partner. Okay, of course we have a drawings for these two partner. Let's check under interest. The other one make a drawings of 5,000. Manchester 5,000. Liverpool withdraw 4,000. We just record them as it is. Okay, drawings of 5,000. You will find it on your balances. Okay, and partner B withdraw 4,000. Very simple. Okay, now let's check interest on drawings. Yes, we calculated it. Interest on drawings. Manchester 600, Liverpool 120. Very simple. We are just transferring now because we already calculated everything. 600 for partner B. Interest on drawings is 120. Simple. Okay, now let's check interest on current account. Okay, interest on current account is the one that sometimes is changed. If you check under interest of on current account that we calculated, we indicated that the other one for Manchester is debit, the other one for Liverpool is credit, which means that when we adjust, we have to take note of that. Which means that for Manchester, 1,260 is going to a debit side. 560 for Liverpool is going to credit side. Okay, let's start with Manchester. 1,260. Manchester is 1,260. Then for Liverpool is 560 on the credit side. Okay, 560 on the credit side. Okay, now let's proceed to interest on capital, the one that is always on the credit side. Interest on capital. Okay, for Manchester is 2,500. For Liverpool is 3,500. Okay, for partner A, 2,500. For partner B, 3,500. Simple, straightforward. Okay, then the other thing we have to record salary and bonus. Okay, let's take their salary. Manchester is 65,000, Liverpool is 45,000. Okay, we're gonna start with okay, it's 65,000 this side, 65,000, and this side is 45,000. Okay, then let's proceed to another one, a bonus. The bonus is in by Manchester only, which is 10,000. 10,000. Okay, it's gonna be 10,000. Okay, a bonus of 10,000. Okay, very simple, guys. Once you've done calculation, you are going to super when you write these things. Okay, then we have a reserve. Reserve, we're gonna do it when we do appropriation account. Okay, then now we are done calculating all those things that we're calculating under a current account. Now the question is, how are we going to do a balancing figure under a current account? You can't do a balancing figure before you get appropriation account from appropriation account. Okay, after that, after when you get the balancing figure, the balance of appropriate account, you can do your balancing figure. Okay, then which means that we must start with appropriation account, then we balance our current account. Okay, so appropriation account does not have opening balance, guys. Our start balance is profit or loss for the year. Okay, so this is the amount which we're gonna get it on our trial balance. Okay, they say profit and loss is 420. 120,000 is 420,000. Okay, 420,000 profit and loss. Okay, then let's go to interest on drawing. Okay, guys, remember interest on drawings under appropriation account, we must add for both partners. Okay, partner A in interest on drawing of 600, partner B 120. 600 plus 120 is 720. Okay, we get 720 this side. Okay, then let's proceed. Drawings, let's take drawings for both partner. The other partner will draw 4,000, the other one will draw 5,000, which means that in total is 9,000. 9,000. You can show the calculation on the bracket before you put the 9,000. Okay, then let's proceed. We have to get the amount of interest on capital for both partner. Okay, the other partner 10,500, the other one 2,500, which means that is going to give us 6,000. Interest on capital, when we add for both partner, is gonna give us 6,000. Okay, then salary for partner A is 65,000, and for other partner okay is 45,000. Okay, then now we have an issue of interest on current account, the last one. Interest on current account. How are we going to deal with interest on current account. Very simple. Remember, sometimes it's debited, sometimes it's credited. There is two methods that you can use. It's either you find the difference between 1260 and 5600, or the one that is debited you credit when you go to appropriation account. The one that is credited you debit, because you have to do what? To swap. Okay, you have to do a swap. Okay, which means that 1260 it will go on the credit side. Okay, 1000 1260 is go to credit side, then the other one of 560 on the debit side. Remember guys, whatever that is debited on the current account, when it go to appropriation account, we do vice versa. We do the different. We do the opposite. Okay. Then we also have a bonus which was debited under Manchester, a bonus of 10,000, which means that when we come this side, a 10,000 must also be debited, because on that side it was credited 10,000. Okay, then now remember, we have the money that they said it must not be allocated, a reserve of 35,000, which means that must come on the debit side. Remember, debit side guys, simple means is representing the expense or the money that is not going to be allocated as a remaining. Okay, reserve of 35,000. Okay, I apologize about my numbers. I can see that they're not in order, as long as you get the principle. Okay, then we are done allocating. Now we have to go to identify the remaining amount. How are we going to calculate that? Very simple. We take everything that is credited and we add them together, then we subtract whatever that is debited. Okay, let's do this. On the credit side, we have amount of 420,000. Okay, you take your calculator and see 420,000, you add with 720 plus 1260. After that, you subtract everything that is on the debit side. Then you say minus 9,000, minus 6,000, minus 65,000, minus 45,000, minus 560, minus 10,000. Then you subtract 35,000. Then it's gonna give you amount of 251,420. So this is the amount that you are going to allocate. Remember, they said Manchester must in 5 out of 8, because the other partner is going to in 3. Okay, then let's allocate them, multiply by 5 out of 8. Then it's gonna be 157, 138. Okay, this is for Manchester. Then now let's allocate for Liverpool. It's the same. It's 251, 420. Then we multiply by 3 out of 8. How did you get 8? We simply add 3 for Manchester and 5 for Manchester and 3 for Liverpool. Okay, then it's gonna give us amount of 94,283 Liverpool. Okay, now we can go back to our account and record for Manchester is 157 138. Okay, then we go again to Liverpool and record 94,282. Simple as that. Okay, let's go back to our current account. Remember, okay, remember we have an appropriation account balance which we didn't record because we must first calculate appropriate account. Okay, now let's record those amount 94,280 and 3. This is for partner B, which is Liverpool. Then partner A in 157 138. Okay, we must record 157 157 138. Simple, guys, simple. So that's all that we have to do under this question. So the remaining balance, guys, you must check under current account. You check which side is higher than the other side, then you record the remaining balance as a balancing figure. Very simple.